Howdy, Pilgrims. This is Kachi, a.k.a. Delakaba, and I'm here with something new, different, and potentially fun called Spirit Animal Survival. The premise of Spirit Animal Survival is that you are a member of a people who have spirit animal powers, and the forces of evil have descended on your people, managed to knock them out and drag them off in an attempt to steal their powers, and you come to your senses in the middle of an island with little or nothing, and you need to survive and thrive and become strong enough to go and defeat various bosses so that you can gain back your spiritual animal powers and as a result take on the final boss and free your people. Now, when you first fire up the game here, you see this screen in front of you. Well, down at the bottom it says quit. Well, that's pretty obvious. Credits will take you to a screen where you can see who it is that's worked on this game. This game is created by 3 independent developers who are paying for it out of their own pocket. It's obviously a labor of love. The tutorial button will take you to a YouTube channel with about a half dozen tutorial videos. Settings, of course, will allow you to adjust your graphics and your sound. Private servers will take you to the start of a process to be able to purchase your own private server through GTX Gaming. And then lastly, we have the play button. If you click that play button, you'll see that there's an online option and there's a single player option. With the online option, you can play on one of their official servers. If you just simply go and join the server, you'll be playing a single player game. On the other hand, you can host a match, and if you host a match, that makes it multiplayer. The match will be given a unique name. You choose that name yourself. It can also have a password on it. And if you're playing with your friends and you all go off to do real life and you come back to play again, all you have to do is go back to the same server, start a match with the same exact name spelled the same exact way, and you will pick up where you left off. Single player is much the same, which is what I'm going to be doing today. Is some single player for this first look, and it works the same way. We're going to host a match, we're going to give it a distinct name, and if I go off to do real life and I come back to play the game again, all I have to do is start a match with the same name with the same spelling, and we will pick up where we left off. Let's begin by making a new character. I think we will do a male character. I think we will give him some long hair. I think for a skin tone, we'll pick something that's got kind of a Native American tone to it. We're going to give him some black hair and some brown eyes. I'm not going to mess around with arms and legs and body weight and all of that stuff. But the developers of the game, who I've spoken to, and they're great people, they say that there's a certain amount of this that's based in some Native American lore. So I thought going with a kind of Native American looking fella would be a good way to go. We need to give him a name. And I think we will name him, what shall we name him? We shall name him Ralph. Yes, I don't know why we will name him Ralph, but we will name him Ralph. I want a nice, distinct something that I'll remember. Now, you'll see that here in the box we have Ralph's name with a capital R, and the reason I'm pointing that out is because now when I click Host Game, it's going to want us to name the match. And so we're going to name the match Ralph, but we're going to name it Ralph with a lowercase r. And the reason for that will be evident in a moment. Now, we can use a password, but since we're single player, we don't need one. And PvP enabled, well, since we're single player, that doesn't matter. We're going to click on Create Match, and you'll see that here it shows Ralph with a capital R. So this is showing which of our characters is actually going to partake in the match, and when we click Start Match, the game will load. Now, when we first arrive in the game, I'm going to be ducking off to one side to make sure that we don't get jumped by anything nasty, and we'll go over the GUI for the game. There we go. Finishing the load, and here we go. Alright, we have arrived. Now, this totem actually keeps this area clear of spawns so that you can have a little bit of breathing room to get started. Now, when I first started playing the game, this totem was not here, and I played several hours of the game and really enjoyed it. Then they did an update, And the game became very brutal very quickly. And since then, they did this most recent update, and adding the totem, I think, will take care of the initial problem, which is, you know, appearing and finding yourself staring at the knees of a T-Rex who promptly eats you. You respawn in the same location. He's very pleased you have returned, and he eats you again. That kind of thing. Or maybe a troll or an ent or something else that wants to tear your face off. So this game is resource node based. So any tree you see will give us the wood-based resources. Those brown boulders that you see down there on the beach give us the stone-based resources. There are some large plants that look like cotton plants that will give us cotton. And then you will see various fruits and vegetables and sometimes even various fungi just sitting around on the ground, and they represent the nodes for different kinds of food. You'll notice we got a white marker up at the top of our bar, and that is obviously pointing out where that totem is. So let's go over the GUI real quick before we get playing. So you can see that at the top of the screen, of course, we've got a bar, and there are various icons in that bar, and if we get one of those icons centered, we'll get information about it. So that is the all-seeing eye, 9,476 meters out. And then off over here, we've got the Lucy Werewolf Cave, which is where we fight one of the bosses to get one of our spirit powers back. Some of them will not have a proper name. It'll just give a distance, like these here. And those are usually things like goblin villages and things like that. All right, so down at the bottom left of the page, you can see we have a chat box. And then below that, we have 4 icons on the left, 2 hot bars, 4 icons on the right, and then we have a number of indicators at the very bottom right of the screen. Of those indicators, the top one with the blue bar is our breath. The heart with the red line there, that is our health. The next one down with the green line is our stamina, and then the mug, of course, is our thirst, and the haunch is, of course, our hunger. Now, as I move my mouse, I can look around. WASD is your standard movement, space bar to jump, shift, of course, to run. But if I hit tab, you'll see that now I have my mouse and we've had some windows pop up. First thing to know is that this chat box right here, you can reduce that chat box by clicking the word chat. Bing, there we go. Now, these icons to the left and to the right of these hot bar spots are what control what's up on the screen here. The first one here is actually a unstuck button, and if you click that, it will respawn you in the same exact spot that you started the game. The next one with the crossed swords is for a special mode called Arena Mode, so if you've hosted a match, multiplayer, you guys can have a special arena match. Then the helmet here is what turns on and off our character. And our character here, you can see his statistics. We've got his name, some spots for some armor. We've got his health, stamina, spirit, the damage I do, our defense, our level, and our overall experience points. All right. The next one over, the sextant, if we click that icon, what it does is it brings up the settings, and to get out of that, we can either just click back or we can click the sextant icon again. Then at the bottom right, we have the crafting, and if we click that, you'll see it turns on and off crafting. The next one over is inventory. Ooh, it started us with a spear. How about that? It never did that before. If I hold down shift and I left click that spear, it will jump to my first available spot in my hotbar. That's cool that they're starting you with a basic weapon. Alright, so that's inventory. Then next over, this is for emotes. And then the next one over is for tribes, so that you can create a tribe if you so desire. We could do that if we wanted to. We could call them the Relfians. The Relfians, create tribe. There we go. We are now a member of the Relfians. Alright, click that, that goes away. So, now with crafting, all the way to the left here is building. And buildings, what that particular tab will do is it will give you either 4 or 5 tiers of individual building components, stairs and pillars and doors and foundations, walls, ceilings, that kind of stuff. The next tab over is tools. If you click on one of these, it'll give you a description of the tool, tell you what materials are needed to craft it, and what level you must be as a character in order to craft it. It'll also give you an estimated amount of time for how long it will take for you to craft that item. ETA 35 seconds for the stone hatchet. If we look at the heavy metal hatchet, you'll see it takes 4 logs, 6 metal, but we must be level 2 to craft that. All right. Weapons, it's very much the same. We have the wooden spear and we have the wooden bow. They also are going to have a description, materials, an ETA, as well as a level that you must be to craft it. So you can see wooden bow and wooden spear are our starting weapons. The iron spear, we have to be level 2. The grinder spear, we have to be level 5, and so on. All right, then we have equipment. This is a bunch of different armor, both male and female versions of it. And again, it is level based. The bar 03 chest plate for male, you see, takes level 8 before we can craft that. But the bar 01 chest plate for male only takes level 1, and we need leather and cloth. And then lastly, under others, first we have components like planks and cloth and bricks and clay. We also have storage, different chests and storage items. We have stations like the campfire, the anvil, the furnace that we use for crafting and creating things. We also have various prefabs like houses and wigwams, and they've got some Old West stuff that they've just added. And then we also have decorative items like rugs and pottery and vases and things like that. So there's a rough idea of this whole situation with the GUI. We're going to hit tab. I'm really kind of pleased that they've started us with a spear. That definitely makes life a little bit easier. But what we are going to do is we are going to go to an empty hand and do as one does in the beginning of any survival crafting game and punch a tree. So when we come up and we start punching the tree, you'll see we're getting straw, logs, and sticks. We may also get various types of fruit, like pears and limes and things like that, and we might get some specialized leaves. Now, I can break 2 trees with no difficulty. Once I break the 3rd tree, I'm going to start doing damage to myself because, after all, I am punching a tree. So when I break this 3rd tree, there you go. You see, I did a little bit of damage to myself. But that should give us enough raw material to make our first tool, which will be our stone hatchet. Odd that it's a stone hatchet considering there's no stone in the hatchet, but hey, we need 4 logs and we need to be level 1. We have that. We're going to click craft, and you can see it down here in our crafting queue, 35 seconds to stone hatchet. Now, one of the things that we're going to want to make as soon as humanly possible is a totem. And if we search here under others, I believe there it is, the Majestic Powered Totem. The Majestic Powered Totem takes 20 logs and 2 gold ore. It takes 30 seconds to create, and place this in your home location to find the way back home. A compass icon will appear. Not only that, but this will protect you by creating a no spawn zone around the location that you are going to build. But now that we have our hatchet, let's get ourselves some trees. Now, we have the hot bars that are in the bottom center of our screen. The 1 through 0 is our personal hot bar, and the QWERTY row that you see above it, QRTY, that is hot bar for various animals and animal powers that we may possess. Okay. In between the QWERTY and the 1 through 0, there is a green bar, and if you watch that green bar, you'll see that when I break this tree, it advances a little bit. That is our experience indicator, and so harvesting trees is giving us a little bit of experience. So we're just going to chop trees, seeing as we got the piece to do so. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to our spear, and we're going to see if we can get down here and break some of these stones so that we can hopefully get some gold ore. Now, as we leave this spawn protected area, we are potentially going to start to encounter creatures, and we want to keep our eyes peeled because there are some interesting things as well as some nasty things around these parts. But right down here, you can see there is a clove of garlic sitting on the ground. E to take that. That's what I'm talking about with kind of random vegetables laying around that act basically as resource nodes for different kinds of fruits and vegetables and medicinal items. Now, I am going to walk along the shoreline here because sometimes a cotton plant spawns in the water over here. And if it has, we're going to go down there and collect that up, because then we can make rope, and that means we can make a bow. By golly, I think it's down there. Alright, here we go. Now, when you're swimming in the water, if you hit E, you will drink your fill. Otherwise, you get your water from the plants that you eat. There we go. We've got 30 cotton. Let's get up out of the water before any sharks, orcas, octopi, or other nasty things show up to take a chunk out of our tugus. There we go. And we're out. Alright, so now what I'm going to do, you can see now some animals across the way there. I'm going to go to other. I'm going to clear my search box here, and I'm going to make some rustic rope. You see it takes 5 cotton and 1 log. We have to be level 1. We're going to craft that. It'll take very little time at all. And once it has crafted, we are going to make ourselves a wooden bow. While you can craft arrows, currently we don't have an ammo function for the bow. It's basically just the bow eventually wears out and breaks. But, alright, we've got our rope. Let's click the bow. Let's click craft. And 53 seconds till we have a bow. In the meanwhile, let's see if we can get across and break some boulders. Let's get... Ooh, speaking of whales... That is a whale over there. He shouldn't bother us, I hope. Please leave me alone, Mr. Baleen Whale. Alright, yeah, it looks like he is not inclined to do terrible things to us. Alright, let's see if we can get up out of here. Come on, let me out. I took damage because I ran out of air. I couldn't get up out of there. Alright, so... Yes. See how our bow's doing here. 6 seconds, it's almost there. 2, 1, and it's a bow. Shift and click it will put it in the first available hotbar slot. To use the bow, hold right mouse to draw it and click left mouse to shoot it. Alright, we got a boulder right down here. Make sure there's nothing nasty on the beach here. Ooh, and 2 boulders over there. So we're going to end up getting a nice collection of resources. And over here we have a lucky lime. We'll grab that. Alright, so let's get this busted. Silver ore, sandstone, metal, copper ore, metal. No gold ore though. Switch back to our bow. Here is a lovely carrot. Hello, lovely carrot. Let's take that. Alright. Come on, up here there are 2 more boulders up over here, and we'll get those. Just make sure we got nothing here on the rocks with us. Alright, let's switch to this. There's a little gold ore. Lots of stone. There we go. Come on down and get this one. Metal, stone. Alright. Let's go to other. say totem. What did we need here? 2 gold ore, we've got 1. Alright. And 20 logs, we have 6. Alrighty. Switch back to our bow, because the night is dark and full of turnips. Now, one of the things to be aware of in this game is that there's a karma system. If you are attacked by an animal, you can kill that animal. If you are in an extreme state of starvation, you can kill an animal, but otherwise, just randomly choosing to kill animals will actually cause you harm. After all, you have spiritual animal powers. You obviously must be in tune with the animals. But to eat this power pair, what I did is click it, and then click use. There we go. We've got our food back up. Hit tab, and nighttime is here. What we're going to do is we're going to clear the search box to make sure we can see everything. We're going to go to tools, and we're going to craft a torch. And with that, the first night has arrived. Got some sort of animal down there on the beach. I can't quite tell what it is. About 25 seconds to our torch. The torch cannot be used as a weapon. Just so that you are aware, if you're holding it in your hand, you can't hit things with it. There's a division of opinion about torches as weapons in games. So on one hand, people go, well, you should be able to use a torch as a weapon. You can hit things with it. Come on, it's a torch. You can shove the fire in its face. On the other hand, the way the average torch is constructed, with a flammable material attached to an end of a stick, if you start whacking things with that flammable material is going to explode in every direction and rain down on top of your head and set your face on fire. So, some people say torch as a weapon, yes. Some people say torch as a weapon, no. I happen to say torch as a weapon, yes. Alright, let's get our torch in our hotbar. Let's grab it. There we go, nice and bright. I say it is my prerogative to hit things with my torch and burn my face off. Alright, we've got a few veggies down on the beach here. We had some sort of variant of the Ankylosaurus up there. I think we'll leave him be, because he will give us a hard time. Ooh, onion. Taters is good. But here we go. This is one of the things you want to keep an eye out for. This is a funky fungi, and funky fungi are specifically good for healing. So, good to find them and collect them. We have another form of mushroom of some sort over here. Yes. A mighty mushroom. Alright. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take ourselves back up near that totem where we originally spawned. We'll be able to count on there being little or nothing spawning over there in the nighttime, and we are a mighty weak critter at this beginning point, and we'll go over there, we'll chop some of these trees, make good use of our time, and in our next episode we will strike out into the wild blue, and we'll see about finding a spot and establishing a base. So I will see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.